All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Master Sergeant Retired Eric Greene.
I have to say before I go into the speech, I didn't think I would get very emotional, but I was very calm and cool. Colonel Stewart had asked me, "Are you feeling?" I'm like, no, but as it gets closer, and then when you're sitting in the chair, you're kind of like, "Wow, this is really happening. This is you can't really turn back. You can't really go backwards." I want to thank everybody for being here. I really do. I know how valuable every time is. Colonel Castilla, Chief Gillen, thank you for coming. Wayne, and Peace, of course. It's not as good as the Beehive. I think that is a phenomenal piece of work that Sergeant Avalos had the daunting task to do. Had to measure a bunch of stuff, had everything set up, and he said he had to lift it up one time to put something, and everything he forgot. Everything just he had to redo it again. So I can't thank you enough. Mark, thanks for taking time out to come. Michelle. Or Michael, whichever one. Sergeant Worthen from CDMO. Look around the room and just see all the people who wanted to be here, because you don't have to be. All right, so anyways, thank you all for your help. Sergeant Bolvik, John Botts, Sergeant Perry in the back. I paid him for his. I gave him a mess dress that he can. But no. and of course, Sergeant Waldron, Tiffany, who I include amongst my friends, but she's a great friend, but we'll hear more about that. So thanks to my good friend Dan for talking up a storm, embellishing even a lot, I think a lot. Taking time out of his busy schedule, being an IG, I'm sure he's got lots and lots of inspections to do, so he's able to come down. He and I have been close, or discussing how cool it is that we ended up in such a situation to where we were able to do this. And mostly that comes because Dan graduated college and I want to thank my family for traveling so far, and as we all know, it's not cheap to fly into Great Falls, so it's awesome. And finally, again, I want to thank you all for taking time. So they say that your parents raise you, and that's partially true. They definitely lay the foundation of your morals, your beliefs, and your values. Many of us change and grow and mature as we get older and are exposed to new things, new people, new situations. But just as important as your parents are your friends who continue to shape you after you leave the nest. And I've been very fortunate to have some people that I call a friend. And in no specific order. Dan has always been the easygoing guy. We graduated high school together, went to community college together, and for a long time Dan was going to go to University of New Mexico, which was in Albuquerque, but our friend Bill, who I'll talk about, he was down in New Mexico State University, and so we were at a college fair, and I said, "Hey, where are you going to go to college at?" And he said, "Oh, I'm going to go to Albuquerque, UNM." And I said, "Oh, you should go to NMSU with me and be my roommate." "Okay." Okay. I don't know if that ruined his life, or he's like, I could have been somebody. But it was great being his roommate. He's one of the smartest, open-minded thinkers I know, capable of seeing multiple things connect, and then to give reasonable, accurate outcomes. I just don't know how he does it. He knows when to be objective and when to be subjective. Rarely does he allow his feelings to get in the way of his decision making. He's taught me to always keep an open mind and to look at things from many different angles. Mostly because it would prove how dumb I was if I was looking at things wrong. You'd be like, I just don't see that.
I learned that anything was possible, because if a guy never even batted 500 going to class and graduate to become a navigator in the Air Force, I figured I could do something. Dan would stay up late nights. I learned to put a T-shirt over my eyes so that I would block out the light because he'd be just reading. I think he said his earliest class was 10 o'clock every day. One time we thought that somebody broke into his email because he sent an email at 7:30, and we were like, dude, someone hacked into your stuff. I can say a lot of great things about Dan, but the best thing is that, above all else, he's a Steelers fan. Bill and I have been best friends since we were juniors in high school, which was in a while back. It was a while ago. Probably before you were born. Yeah. Crazy stuff. But Bill is the kind of friend that if I were to call him and tell him that I was in trouble, his first response would probably be, do I need to bring a shovel? Do we have to hide bodies? What kind of trouble are we talking about? And then he wouldn't even care what it was. He'd be like, hey, do we have to do this? All right, let's do it. I've been adopted by the Morrison clan, which is his family. They're a big family. I've been to the Morrison family Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas dinner, I think more than he has due to certain things. Bill comes from a big family. But the one thing, their story is one of resilience and perseverance. I never really thought Bill had a lot, but what he had a lot of, I quickly learned, was the love and the loyalty of family. Their loyalty to each other was so deep, each member was willing to sacrifice everything for the next. In fact, a lot of times they did. You want to talk about team, man, they can rally in a heartbeat and they can make stuff happen. So loyalty for friends and family was what I learned most from Bill. Thank you. Dave is back there. Dave used to be a member of the 341st Medical Group. Dave and I met at Coonson Air Base in 2000. While he came off the plane, he'll tell you the famous story. I grabbed his bags and said, hey, do you have any plans tonight? And he's like, I just landed on the, okay, cool, because we're going to go hashing. For those of you who don't know, that's a dream club with a running problem. We can talk more about it later. Dave's one of those friends that we've just always had something to talk about. There's never been a dull moment. We can talk about anything. When I needed an ear, and I needed it quite often, he was always there for me, always. We had strangely some similar assignments here at Maelstrom. He worked at the Hawk, I worked at the Hawk. He worked at EFMP, I worked at EFMP. He worked at education training, I worked at education training. He retired and lived in Great Falls, I will not. Dave has truly shown me the greatest of patience, and he's taught me to continually to seek self-improvement and to always be a better person. So thank you, Dave. Anthony and his wife Nikki, who isn't here, she's a teacher, but I love them to death. I don't know if I would have made it through this assignment without them either, because they formed the hash when I was there, and that was something I really needed. But they have been and still are the foster parents of many of the babies in the area. Most of them are from troubled families. Most of them you probably see on the news. They're like, oh, this baby was taken away from so-and-so for drug abuse and whatever. They're the first people that they always go to take them, because they know the love that they're going to get while they're with that family. They're just amazing couple together. They both tell it like it is, but in a different way. Nikki's a little more direct and whatever. Anthony's a little more. But they are fearless and definitely march to a beat of their own drum. If they organize something and no one shows up, they're like, hey, we had fun anyways. And so I've always learned to do the same thing. If nobody's there, have fun anyways. So, thank you. Tiffany is an absolutely amazing person. It was funny, we were talking about why we met, and it was actually kind of funny because we were at a commander's call. Colonel Phillips said, we have a new Master Sergeant here, it's Sergeant Waldron, and I want everybody to know who Sergeant Waldron is, who her kids are, blah, 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 before the next commander's call. And I was like, sure, okay. She was single, I was single. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not saying that anyways, she's got a unique way of looking at things, and it has been a great sounding board ever since I met her. She can go from serious to silly in no time flat, and her smile is absolutely infectious. It's been great getting to know her, and I feel like I've only scratched the surface. She has taught me to know myself, to know thyself, because if you don't know who you are, nobody else will. And so, we'll have more conversations. Thanks, kid. My parents, my mom, she is a strong-willed person. She is, wow. She's a strong-willed woman. She cares deeply about her family and does everything to protect us. There are often times when we may not get along, but there is always love and respect. I've learned a lot about myself through her, through her eyes. And I'm going to stop there. My dad has always been my hero. There's nothing, he's taught me all about selfless sacrifice, especially when it comes to his family. There's nothing he would not do for him, and I mean nothing, that he wouldn't sacrifice. He and I have a very special relationship, probably based on all the times I had to visit the ER as a kid, ear infections. He spent many late nights up with me, taking care of me. We also got a chance to work together, and he was nice enough that after I didn't graduate college, I was able to go home and live there for a while. There was a time where he was like, okay, yeah, what's your plan? Well, I was going to join the Air Force. Okay, when? I don't know, April? Okay, cool. I had you on microphone, I'm just saying. Okay. But even though he loved me, he knew that I had to be moving on. So we always joke about how our parents don't know anything and how it's a different generation. You're like, oh, you don't know anything. But I remember very often, especially early in my career, how often I'd call him and be like, man, you get smarter the more I learn. And he did. I'm like, wow, my dad actually did. Yeah, he did know that. So anyways, thank you for being my hero. And my brother. Dave was your typical older brother, and whenever an older brother, and everything an older brother should be when we were growing up, a jerk. And not much has changed. Actually, my brother and I are best friends, and seem to know what each other is thinking at times. He's been my counsel through the hard times, retired first sergeant, and as he told you before, there'd be a lot of times when I call him and I'd be like, hey, you know, this happened, and he'd be like, well, you're a dumbass. Dude, I'm looking for like, dude, can I talk to my brother? Oh, okay, call me back. Call him up and I'm like, hey, and he, oh man, that's horrible, that's bad. And you're like, but if I were the first sergeant, what I would tell you. So I could always count on him for that. But the one thing I can tell you is my brother doesn't pull his punches. Wrong is wrong, right is right. And that's how he's just got an incredibly stable moral compass. It doesn't falter from his path. And there's something about gorillas too. So. There's a lot that I could say about him, but we don't have time. But he is absolutely one of my heroes, one of my mentors. And I'm so proud to call him my brother. So, I want to thank also Major Blanchard, who is, I'm almost sad that you're going to become a squadron commander because you do so well being able to touch all the airmen that you work around, and I'm fearful that you won't get that opportunity being at that higher level because you just do so much for them. I mean, I was there when things were going on, and when they got you, they were just like, man, I don't know what it was, but those people were ready to lay down their lives for you. It was just amazing, an amazing leader. So, I love stories. Mark Coleman showed up. He was my boss over at CMO when I got that opportunity. We learned a lot from each other, but he was an amazing guy. So, thanks for coming. He gave me probably the greatest gift I think I've ever gotten as a going away gift is one of the screws from the missile silo. It weighs like 26 pounds. The mover's going to be like,
they don't still need that.
You want it back?
I take that back on it. Cindy, I have to say, I would always do my best to go over and I'd be like, I need my daily hug because that's what makes me feel good. So, thanks, Cindy. Thank you to everybody. So, here's where I really want to talk about things, and we'll start wrapping it up. Failure and opportunity. Our retirement's awesome. You get to be a part of the single greatest event in a person's military career, the day it ends. Although it may sound so final, it's not. We all continue to carry on the Air Force with us into retirement, but this day is about celebration and starting a new adventure. We need to make room for those new hungry airmen who are excited about what the future holds. Generally, retirement is recognition of all the success you've had, the changes you've made, and how you're leaving the Air Force better than you found it. You heard Colonel Hammond tell a few things that I'm proud of, things that I've enjoyed to do during my service, and those are only a fraction of everything that's happened in my 21 years. Everyone's career is kind of like an iceberg. You really only see the tip. Most of the time, what you don't see is all the people that you've had an effect on, whether it be good or bad. Another thing that you don't see are the failures that people make. Today, I want to talk to you about failure and opportunity. Henry Ford said that failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, but this time more intelligently. You see, there will never be opportunity without failure, and there will never be failure, or there will always be opportunity where there is failure. Should you choose to allow it, of course. It's what you do with that opportunity that helps to define who you are. That's what resilience and perseverance is all about. Someone once asked, what would you not attempt if you knew that you could not fail? One of my favorite movie quotes is from A League of Their Own, in the scene where Dottie, who's played by Gina Davis, is talking to Jimmy Dugan, Tom Hanks, and says that she's going to quit the team because it just got too hard. His line is awesome. Of course it's hard. It's supposed to be hard. If it were easy, everybody would do it. It's the hard that makes it great. He also said there's no crying in baseball, but as a squadron, as a group, as a wing, doesn't the success taste sweeter when it is hard? And aren't the failures that much more bitter?
But we do them together, and that's how we succeed. We celebrate. If we fail, and we learn from it, and we move on. Meet the Robinsons is another one of my great favorite movies. In a line that says, "From failure we learn, from success, not so much." So if you expect to go through your entire career and not fail, then you are in for a very rude awakening. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to fail. You can try anything, and you can succeed, and if you fail, then you're going to do it better and you're going to try again. It's like a Bronco rider. You're going to get thrown off the horse many times, but you're going to at least learn something each time, and then you're going to get on and know better. So some words of wisdom that I've heard. Don't suffer in silence. Some of you know Chief Davidson.
Don't suffer in silence because it's difficult to ask for help, but sometimes it's necessary. You have to. If someone offers you a helping hand, take it, because sometimes that's all they have to give you. They may not be helping you in every way that they can, or that you need them to, but I guarantee you that they're helping you with all that they've got. So if you need help, please. You're like, no, I don't want it. Just take the help. Take the hand. Dave's done that for me so many times. You'll thank me later because you don't know what's good for you now. I heard this from Senior Master Sergeant Wise. He was a first sergeant, and I didn't want to do my Course 14. Do it. You'll thank me. You don't know what's good for you now. You'll thank me later because you don't know what's good for you now. So for all of you, I say get involved. Get involved with your private orgs. Get involved with your airmen. Get involved with your airmen because you don't know. You have no idea what getting involved with their life now will mean later. So you need to do it now, because later may not come. When your airmen, your friends, and those who care about you have dug themselves into a hole, be ready to jump into that hole. You can't throw FIs, regulations, or paperwork on them and hope for the best. You have to get in there and you have to lead them out, even if it's new territory for you. And one of the final ones that I heard from my brother is, hope is not a course of action. I used to tell this to all the new airmen that come in for the dorms. And I hope they don't find out about what I did last night downtown. Oh, they will. Yeah. People don't hope that they get promoted. People don't hope that they pass the NSI. People don't hope that they do whatever. They do things to achieve it. Tiffany, I think the music you picked for that was actually very perfect. I laughed and then I was like, you know what? She's right. This has been the time of my life. I got to fly an F-16, probably one of the greatest things I've ever done. And I mean literally, I got to take the stick and I got to do some yanking and banking. I flew the F-16. I deployed to a bear base in Romania, visited Dracula's castle. I've traveled all over the world. You saw some of the pictures. 25 countries. I will soon earn a degree.
Sure.
And it was free. I will.
You better help them. Sure.
I got to lead airmen, make a difference in their lives. I got to serve my country. I got to meet some of the greatest people on the earth. I thank Tiffany for making me kind of do that PowerPoint because she's right. When I look back, I'm like, wow, I was a lot of places. I got to do that because of the Air Force. I did. So I've had some good times in my career and I've had some bad times. When I think about whether I go through them all again, I always remember the song "The Dance" by Garth Brooks. Could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance. I would not have missed this dance. Thank you all for coming.